Ever since I was little, I know every aspect on everything. For the show, at least. I mean, it's television. It's not that hard.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we're going to be meeting with a girl who was on Dr. Phil a while ago, who basically dropped out of high school to become a YouTuber, yet her biggest video, in her own words, only has 85 views, so not sure what she was trying to do with that, but keep watching until the very end, because she makes an absolute joke of herself this entire time, and it's pretty funny to watch the cringe. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it.
So tell me about your bright future.
I'm going to school so I can get my GED, and it counts just as much as a high school diploma.
Alright, she's already sounding like those coworkers that you have at those early high school jobs that just, are always talking about how big their future's gonna be. I'm gonna go get my GED and then I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna get a master's degree. Like, dude, alright, let's take things one step at a time. I like that Dr. Phil's asking about her bright future and she's like, well, I didn't quite finish high school. I wanted to be a YouTuber instead, but you know what? I guess I'll go back and finish it, even though it doesn't matter in her own words.
I thought you said high school was stupid.
It is, but you do have to get some sort of education, or else you're nothing.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that. You're still a human being, but yeah, your opportunities are going to be extremely limited. I guess it's good enough that she's, mature enough to realize that, but I think she's only saying that to sound smart and mature. You'll see this entire time, she's trying to act like she is just the most knowledgeable, informed adult of all time. But I'm sorry, that's just not possible if you didn't pass your freshman year, and she was retrying it and didn't even go to school for that. They talk about that in the future. But yeah, this girl really has a big head on her shoulders right now. Despite not really accomplishing the most in her life so far, she really thinks that she's on track to become this insane viral sensation.
You won't ever get a job, you can't do anything, and I'm planning on going to college for cosmetology and scene investigation.
All right, those two things are very, very opposite, For most of the day, she's gonna be cutting hair on wigs and trying to act like she's gonna become a hairdresser or something. I don't know, applying makeup all day. And then at night, she's gonna be solving crimes. This already sounds like a superhero comic come to life. Like I was saying earlier, she has some big dreams, but in her own words, she's going to achieve them, even though she couldn't stick it out through her first year of high school, which I think is not all that challenging. I mean, once you're out of high school and you either go on to college or join the workforce and you start paying bills and you experience adult life, that's when you realize, hey, high school really wasn't that bad. It was just kind of like middle school with a bit more homework. I didn't take advanced classes, so I can't speak for all the people out there that are going hard in those types of classes. But I'm guessing this girl is taking similar classes like I did, which are a piece of cake if you apply yourself in the slightest. Yo, real quick before we move on, guys, do me a big favor. My analytics show that only 39% of you watching are actually subscribed. I don't know what's up with that, but if you guys are already watching the videos every day, you might as well join the Grimm Squad officially, so hit that subscribe button.
They're not a part of my life, they're not going to be a part of my future. My dad is. That one over there is not.
So it's also pretty clear that she really dislikes her stepmother. I don't know what this feud comes from, but they're going to be bickering back and forth the entire time on stage. She has some very strong opinions about this, and in her own words, she's saying that she's gonna move on with her life and become this cosmetologist slash forensic investigator, and her dad's still gonna have a spot in her life, but definitely not this evil woman that wants her to do stuff like go to school and have a life. How dare she? Why can't she believe in your dream when you already have 85 hits? That's not even monetizable, but that's gotta be at least a 1/10 of a cent you've made, so it's already a great start to your career. Keep going at it.
She's a psychopath, and I honestly wish she would be locked away. Throw away the key, never come back ever again.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big claim to make against her. And Dr. Phil even asks her to define what she just called her. This is her explanation. Listen to how dumb this is.
She's constantly
I don't mean her, just you said she's a psychopath.
Okay,
Define psychopath for me.
Third tries the charm, Dr. Phil. I know you're asking a simple question, but you gotta remember, she's not completed high school all the way. She might have issues with this line of questioning. She might not get what you're saying. But what he's saying is, hey, you're calling your mom this psycho. Can you define that, please, and show me that you know what that means?
You mentally cannot think straight. You mentally do not think your age, and you just don't think right. You don't think like a normal human would.
So by her own definition, I think she went a little bit psycho halfway through that sentence because she was really struggling there to piece together that thought. Either way, like I said, this girl has a total like Dunning-Kruger effect going on with her life. She thinks that she is so in charge and knows so much and is just so mature and smart, but it could not be further from the truth. Guys, if you're actually thinking that you know everything at a young age, it's probably a sign that you don't, and you honestly have a lot to learn. I think people who are truly mature would realize how much it takes to actually be mature and be grown up, and no one would actually proclaim that they are if they are. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just rambling like this girl. She's worn off on me, all right?
You don't have a thought process.
Interesting.
And then she does this weird little eye roll thing. She's got a lot of attitude on stage right now, and I don't think it's justified.
Well, that's not what psychopath means at all.
Okay, then define it.
Wow.
Since I know that's what you love to do is define
But
things.
I think what you,
Wow, and she's throwing shade on Dr. Phil. You guys know I dislike when that happens. She's like, all right, since you love defining things, why don't you tell me exactly what I am? Like, do you know what show you're on? Have you ever watched an episode of this? That's exactly what he does.
you've skipped every day when repeating the 9th grade.
Oh yeah, I skip school all the time. School is irrelevant for me, but
No, school is very relevant for you. I would say school is relevant for most people. Granted, they teach you a lot of things that, in my opinion, won't be applicable in your day-to-day life, but it's still good skills to learn, and it's more about showing you the discipline of learning and growing as a human. I think that's something that a lot of people don't take away from school. They act like, oh, why would I ever have to learn fractions? I have a calculator in my phone. Like, it's not quite about that. More so, it's a way for you to be social with people your age and learn things at a time where it's a lot easier to learn. But this girl just doesn't get it. She thinks she's gonna become this YouTuber slash cosmetologist slash forensic analyst, which is quite the trio if you ask me. But, you know, she's just not getting it at this point.
as soon as I get my GED, I can start my life because I'm already an adult. I've been an adult since I was little.
And she has this false entitlement as if she's lived such a tough life and she had to grow up so quickly. I'm sorry, someone who doesn't have parents supporting them and who has to possibly live on their own, that's someone who is mature and had to grow up quickly. You are just a brat and you don't know what's good for you, and when your parents tell you to go to school and complete your degree, you think that it's just them trying to get on your case and act like you're not mature enough to make thoughts for yourself, which is kind of the truth. But regardless, your parents do a lot for you. It's not like you had to grow up on your own. Please stop acting like that.
No, you don't do anything.
What
Nanny
am
and Papa do stuff for me. They have bought me
What?
everything. You didn't even buy me a car.
I mean, look at this entitlement here. She's like,
Grandma and Papa, they do so much more for me. They bought me a car. Why didn't you?
like, I don't know, maybe past your 9th grade, and then we can even think about getting you a car. But if my kid doesn't even start high school, he's walking anywhere he needs to go, and I don't care. You gotta do high school, or at least get past your freshman year, the easiest year of it. No wonder your dad doesn't want to get you a car. You just have no work ethic. You are up in the clouds with this idea of yourself being so mature, which could not be further from the truth again. You don't deserve a car. Stop being so entitled.
I'll take the bus. I'll walk. I don't care. I don't need a car. I'm not a spoiled brat.
You clearly do need a car because that's the thing you just brought up when you said that you had to grow up on your own. I guess that means your grandparents have to get you a car. That is so difficult. What about the people who don't even have the option and it's not even in their head to get a car on their own when they turn 16? That's not a God-given right, and I hate when people expect that. It's just such a gross thing. And she talks so big, like, I don't even need my phone or a car. But as soon as she doesn't have those things, she throws a massive fit. And if she's acting this way when the cameras are rolling, I can just imagine how insufferable she is to be around in the house 24/7. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. I just think she's very young and naive, and if she's letting these thoughts of her being mature get the best of her to where she thinks she can just direct her own life. But clearly you need some assistance right now.
You're gonna try and knock me down and pick me apart and find my weak spot. I don't have a weak spot.
You definitely have a weak spot. It's sitting right between those two eyes of yours inside that skull. I would say it is the weakest point of your body right now, and it is causing your life to go down the drain. Think with your head, please.
For the show, at least. I mean, it's television. It's not that hard.
Good luck.
And then she disrespects his work ethic. I mean, Dr. Phil is probably one of the hardest working people in television. He's not right now because of everything going on in the world, but when he does film these shows, he's doing that daily, and I'm sure that is a lot of work to get to that point where he is. More work than she has ever been faced with in her entire life. She couldn't even handle the small amount of homework in freshman year, so I don't want to hear any of this.
Wake up in the middle of the night.
Are you gonna walk away?
Why do I need to walk away if I'm trying to parent you?
Dude, the way that she talks to this woman is so disrespectful. I understand we're not getting the full picture here. Who knows? This lady could truly be really annoying to live with and really overbearing. But regardless, that's an adult and that's a parent. You talk to them with respect. I'm sorry. This girl has just had the most annoying behavior the entire time of being on stage. And honestly, that's about as much as I could handle. But I'm glad we got to see her again make a total fool of herself the entire time she was on stage. So guys, let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below. It's been a while since we've had a Dr. Phil video in my opinion. But anyways, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. And until then, peace out.